Hello, and welcome back to our The Iron Oath preview look-at series. Still not sure exactly what this is going to be, but we are in the middle of the prologue, and we have progressed from our very first mission, or encounter, down here, all the way over here, and we're going to continue. Yurik runs their hand along a wall of interred dead, reading the inscription on each nameplate before moving on to the next. He stops at one, peering closer and double-checking the name before turning with relief in his voice. "This is the one we were told to look for, boss. About time. Let's hope the contents are still intact." Reaching with both arms into the dark recess, Yurik firmly grabs hold of a coffin, its ancient and rotting wood creaking in protest. He gingerly slides the coffin partway out and pushes the lid aside, rummaging around briefly before pulling out the stashed pack with care. Taking a peek inside to confirm the contents, he walks over to you and hands off the bag. "It's all there, no damage to the vials from what I can tell. What does our employer want with them anyway?" Alaric interjects, eager to share his knowledge on the matter. "This here is a cure for the blight, or at least it slows the process. The Vanguard keeps it tightly controlled though, only treating those who pledge themselves to their order. As such, it's highly sought after on the black market, and it's why your employer is paying us so well. At least our efforts haven't been wasted. Let's regroup with Vaughn and hope that they've found us an exit." Alright, I am, after debating it last time, I'm going to take this down, excuse me, just because I was trying to read slower at the beginning to avoid tripping up over my words, and it was working, and then I started to run out of room, and I had to speed back up again, and I started tripping over my words again. What does the symbol mean again? Objective, okay. And we might as well scout, because no matter what, we're going to get our next modifier here. This is a cool system. I like this. One misstep or lapse in judgment is all it takes to get seriously hurt around here. One can only concentrate on so many things. Your chance of incurring an injury has increased significantly. So what were they saying? That you can choose between them? Maybe it's only when you reach a certain threshold? I guess we'll find out. But there's no enemy here, at least. And then we'll move on. Move on. And is this a boss? Yes. Alright, this will be interesting. You hear a sudden movement in the darkness ahead. The sound of bones rattling and scraping along the stone floor. Bright green eyes turn towards you, and the undead being lets out a bone-chilling screech as it shuffles forward and into the light of your torches. Moving faster than its size and awkward gait would suggest was possible. I see, that's too slow. Like, I'm like butting up against the end of every word, waiting on it to finish. I'm like, I wish you could go to 90%. Like, I just want it to be ever so slightly slow. Hopefully that's something they add over time, as this is an early access. I'll have to look into, like, giving feedback on that. I don't have a whole lot of experience with... I played quite a few games in early access, but usually it's later in early access. And this is, like I said, this just came into early access like less than 2 weeks ago, I think. So, we're on the cutting edge of this game here. Let's... Oh, now I see these little spots. I assume that's where we can post up. Let's go ahead and do this. Well, actually, you usually go first. So let's do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then do that. And then we're immediately going to come over here, and we're going to crescent wave this, and knock you into whatever that is. Oh, that means you can't get knocked backwards because there's a rock there. But I bet that did more damage. Either that or you just have less damage protection. Let's get over here and go to town. You should be flanked. And then we're going to come in with our Pyro Lancer and do a whole heck of a lot of damage. Although, whoa! You're very close to dying. I did not realize. What's the one? This is the one I'm looking for. This should kill both of you, I hope. Yes. I'm very afraid. Okay, you get to go next. Thank you. I'm just going to have you run away. I maybe should have conduited on you, but I was afraid. I'm honestly just like... Oh, there's an attack of opportunity! I completely forgot. When a character's health drops to 0 in combat, they will enter a bleed-out state, and their health value will be replaced by a bleed-out pool. The pool is persistent throughout the course of a dungeon. The bleed out pool will drop by 1 on their turn, and from attacks suffered. Permanent death will occur if the pool is depleted. To recover a character, you can heal them with provisions such as a bandage or health potion, use a healing ability, or have an ally pick them up by moving onto their location. Injuries can occur from critical hits or when a character is low on health. If a character sustains an injury, you can use a bandage to stabilize them and prevent their injuries from worsening. If they can continue fighting with an unstabilized injury, the severity of it can increase. I don't know what just happened, by the way. It's kind of weird to do that like while text is on the screen, but let's go ahead and pick you up. Don't shoot him. I hate you. Come on. I don't want her to have to pick him up. But that's like the way this is setting up. If he dies, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We have to do this. And then you're just gonna knock him back down. Oh, thank you. The RNG took mercy on me. Okay, get in here. Let's do this. Let's do this. That'll obscure, maybe. And then let's get a conduit going. And then you're gonna run away. That's kind of annoying how long that takes. You're gonna go way over here. No uses remaining. We haven't used it. Is it? Oh, so it's not per combat. Is it like per dungeon? If it's per dungeon, that's fricked. Okay, I'll let you finish this guy off. And then our Pyro Lancer. Well, hopefully you just get conduited. Okay, there we go. This is brutal. We've got someone halfway to death, 2 people like basically on the verge of death. It looks like we leveled up. When a character goes through or gains enough experience points, they will level up and receive attribute points and ability points. There are 6 attributes for you to put points into: physique, finesse, toughness, conviction, insight, and mind. Each one contributes differently to your character's combat statistics. Each class specializes in 2 attributes that increase their power. This is denoted by the bronze star next to their attribute. Ability points are used to upgrade or alter the effects of a character's abilities. By leveling up, you'll be able to unlock new abilities for each character. Each class has 6 abilities to unlock, though they can only equip 4 at a time. You are not required to spend your points right away, and you can access the level up screen later in the management menu. All abilities can be viewed, equipped, and upgraded by going to the abilities tab on a character's sheet within the management menu. Okay, this is Gunther. I would like you to get an increased physique, to be honest with you. Health, critical damage, and evasion. So, your bronze star means this is a main attribute for you, and it will increase your power. So that's pretty good. I don't know how many points we have. Oh, there we go. 2. You already have quite a bit of health, to be honest with you, so let's split these up. You'll go up to 490. The problem is that it's just that you go first on our initiative, and I always just charge you in. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that with you. But I don't know what to do, because you don't do very much damage. You're like a melee class. Or not even melee, it's like fisticuffs. Let's look at your abilities. We've got Crippling Force. Strike an enemy adjacent and warp directly behind them for a second strike that pushes them away. This is our Fist of Fury, which we've seen once. Healing Trance. Channel for 5 turns and heal himself. Adjacent allies are healed for 50. Ooh. 50%. Increase the pugilist's evasion, defense, and power by 50% for 3 rounds. Mind, Body, and Soul. Target self or a single ally. Cleanse negative conditions and stabilize all injuries. Range of 2. And this is our crescent wave. Okay. I don't know. Does this just mean this is what we have equipped? These all have locks on them. 2 upgrade points. Ability upgrade points. So... what is happening? So can I unlock one of these? Like, I would love another healing ability. Because right now we only have one. Increases heal by 25%. How do I unlock you, is my question. Because I don't want to upgrade you and then, like, not be able to use you. Increases the dash range by 1. Interesting. I think increasing the dash range would be nice. I definitely want to do that. And then let's reduce the channel time. You must first level up and unlock this ability. Okay, so it's just, yeah, I have to be higher level. What, can I do something in the middle? Oh, that just shows his class. Pugilist thrives in close quarters combat where their fists reign supreme. Their deep connection to the ether allows them to enhance their abilities and support their allies. Passive mind over matter. The pugilist shrugs off the first condition applied to them in combat. This is gain +1 movement after they use their crescent wave or increased damage. Let's increase damage. And we will confirm. Did everyone level up? I didn't see. So you are our Pyro Lancer. You're kind of... no, you're our Stormcaller. Critical damage and perception. Critical chance and accuracy. Defense and morale. Health and defense. Accuracy. Critical chance and evasion. Critical damage, health, and evasion. So I kind of want you to have more accuracy. 63%. I'd go up to 64%. That's not the best return on investment I've ever seen. Critical damage and perception? What is... oh, there it is. Helps to detect traps and secrets in a dungeon, in addition to lowering the chance of being ambushed in combat. Okay. Critical chance and accuracy. Oh wait, so this just increases accuracy, so I can do this. Power determines the damage of basic attacks and factors the potency of unique class abilities. I think I'm gonna put both of these into mind. And then we've got Conduit, reduce the channel time or increase the range. Increasing the range would be huge. This is our Arc Lightning. Increase damage or increase range. Let's look at their other abilities very quickly. We're going to spend some time on this screen. Lightning randomly strikes 4 times in a circular area. Each strike inflicts a static charge passive. Target self or single ally, increasing speed by 10 and movement by 1 for 2 rounds. Cleanse slow, root, and stagger. Move to the targeted cell. Targets along the path are pushed aside. Target a single cell and restore 15 morale over the next 3 turns. Apply wet terrain. Alright, none of these... Tempest seems good. The other... I mean, like, all of them seem situationally good, but nothing that immediately sticks out like, oh, I want to get that as soon as possible. The Stormcaller summons the violent forces of nature to do their bidding, uses lightning and wind to dispatch their enemies in short order. Due to their vulnerability in close quarters, they are most suited to the back lines. Passive static charge. Each attack by the Stormcaller on the target increases the chance that they will be stunned by all attacks. I'm tempted... I think just increasing range for both of your abilities will be really nice here. This is our Guardian. Increases defense and morale. Increases critical damage and perception. What does morale do? Character's feeling towards the current mission. Morale affects post-mission fatigue and other social interactions. I might go conviction and toughness, just like boost their defense twice, and their health. Then their other abilities, we've got Cleansing Light, damage a single target, range of 2. Damage and blind an adjacent enemy for 1 round, Blinding Strike. Holy Barrage, deal damage to 2 targets in a row, subsequent targets take 15% less damage. So that's kind of like our Pyrolancer's attack that we saw. Immediately root an adjacent target for 1 round, then channel for 5 turns to deal massive damage. That is huge. I really want to get that. So we're definitely upgrading our healing. Target gains speed. Generate 2 radiant stacks for the Guardian's passive ability. I don't know what that means. But that's an additional charge. This is also an additional charge. Increased heal. Can now crit. Target gains resistance to dark, holy, and earth damage. So I think targets below 10% are healed for 200%. Yeah, we're definitely going this way. And I think we're just going to go straight that. I didn't even look at the other one. We haven't even used this yet, but this is the one where they channel and then apply a shield to themselves and the target. Range, charge, protection. Shield knocks back enemies. Stronger shield, charge, faster channel. Can now crit. Remaining shield value at the end of combat is converted to health. Interesting. That's actually really cool. And apply shields to all surrounding allies. Okay. That's you, and that's everyone. I guess our Pyrolancer didn't level up. Am I crazy? Also, we have a cloth vest, plus 2% evasion, plus 1 move and speed. Did you not level up? They said the management screen. Ability points available. I guess you didn't level up. Wait, that's not... Oh, did you start at a higher level? I guess that makes sense, because you kind of are our best character. Yeah, you have more abilities. And you already have some... Okay, yeah, so you must be a higher level character. Interesting. I wonder if that's us, then. Are we Uric? Oh, they have ages. 37... 26 for our Guardian, 18 for our Stormcaller, and 26 for our Pugilist. Okay, moving on. We need to heal, actually, like, right away. Stabilizes injuries, dispels bleed, and restores a small amount of health. Take that. Restores morale. Everyone's morale is pretty good. I'm going to be very cautious. I'm going to try to scout as much as possible. We've got an encounter up here, or an event, an objective, whatever. Your party comes to a standstill as muffled shouts and ringing steel reverberates down the corridor towards you. Uric unsheathes his lance, motioning the rest of you forward as he breaks into stride, barreling toward the sound of battle. It must be the others. Hurry. I wonder if Uric dies. Maybe that's why he didn't get to level up and he starts so much stronger. They're getting owned! Is this Vaughn? Who is this? Good job. Your party comes to a standstill as muffled shouts... Oh, we already did this. With the last of the undead dealt with, Vaughn hails you from across the chamber with a flick of his hand, a relieved smile forming upon his face as he strides closer to meet you. Did you find it, then? The exit's just beyond here. Been trying to keep it clear of the dead, but they just keep coming. A pile of bones near Torin's feet suddenly begins to rattle, and the eyes of Skull reignite in the bright green as unseen forces attempt to reassemble the skeleton. Torin grunts and steps forward, crushing the skull beneath his heel and grinding it into a fine dust. He looks up with a satisfied grin. Took you long enough. Vaughn here was getting all worked up, thinking about the worst. The crypt groans once more, the ground beneath you shaking ever so slightly. I don't expect this structure will hold out much longer, my lord. We'd best not linger. Uric raises his torch high, inspecting the ceiling above as small pebbles break away from it. Good advice, I reckon. We got what we came for. Let's not tempt fate. We've cleared the area, and we have an injury recovery. After a mission You'll want to seek treatment for any injuries your party has incurred. While an injured character can still fight, injury penalties make them less effective. In order to fully recover, you must pay for their treatment at a city's infirmary. Some injuries require prompt treatment, otherwise they risk permanent damage or death. Alright. 95% explored. Don't know what we missed, but that's okay. 30 days, 32 days, 20 days, 23 days. So you're not even the longest. Oh no, you are the longest, never mind. We got 15 gold, is that it? Provision refunds, so we didn't use our ale or our tools. That's nice. That's similar to Darkest Dungeon, I believe. And our gear, is this like durability? No, I hate durability systems in games, bro. It's not fun. No one ever wants to micromanage anything. Don't make me do it. Alright, now we're zoomed out. As the last light of day begins to fade, you spot your company's camp not far ahead, the flickering flames of bonfires dancing against the darkening sky above the horizon. You stroll into camp, the celebration of Vaughn's retirement already well underway. After many hours of swapping stories and sharing drinks, all eyes fall on Vaughn as he steps atop a nearby crate with a drink in hand, raising his voice to pierce through the ruckus. Now you all know I'm not one for lengthy speeches, but I'd just like to say that it's been an honor to fight alongside each of you over the years. I dare say that I even consider some of you among my friends. He grins, met by a chorus of laughs and cheers. It hasn't been an easy road, but I've been a fortunate man. Not everyone gets out of the mercenary life on their own terms. I hope you all one day get the same chance. He raises his cup in toast. To you, my friends, there has never been a finer company. Hear, hear! The crowd responds with a burst of applause and cheers, enthusiastically raising their drinks and sending a shower of ale through the air. Your gaze is met by Vaughn as he points his cup towards you, and you nod your head in friendly acknowledgement, before turning about and striding off to find your tent. With the celebration continuing in your absence, you brush aside the flap to your tent and settle inside. Discarding your weaponry and tossing it near your bedroll, you turn to find Alaric in your presence, no doubt eager to discuss business. Hope I'm not disturbing you, my lord. I was on my way to pay the horses a visit and prepare us for tomorrow's travel. He gestures to the pack slung around your shoulder, containing the contraband you recently retrieved. It's probably best if I stored those vials in one of our carriages. You gently slide the pack off your shoulder and place it in his upturned hand. Well then, I'd best take care of this. He nods respectfully and turns, pushing aside the tent flap with an outstretched arm and briskly walking out into the night. You turn your attention to your desk, its surface covered with disorganized papers and maps, illuminated by the faint glow of a candle. Pulling up a stool, you sit down and begin to pore over one of the maps, charting out tomorrow's course. From outside, the sounds of laughter and poorly played music drifts into your tent. After some time, with the celebrations audibly winding down, you step outside your tent and into the cool evening air. Vaughn approaches your side, mounted atop a horse. Despite the smile on his face, there is a trace of sadness in his eyes. It's time, then. Aye. He leans down and pats the side of his horse. Got my saddle loaded up. Figured I'd sneak out without making a big fuss. He rises from his seat and dismounts, turning to face you with one hand extended. Just wanted to say thanks, boss, for everything. You return the gesture with a smile, gripping his hand and giving it a firm shake. Any chance I can convince you to stay? He steps back and chuckles. If you'd have asked last week, maybe. But this last job cleared any doubts I had. I've survived this long, reckon I'd be a fool to press my luck any further. Fair enough, friend. We'll always have a place for you if you change your mind. You hear a shout and turn to see Yurik stepping towards you, his young nephew in tow. Sorry to interrupt. He tilts his head, gesturing behind him. But Gedrick here wants to see you off. Is that so? Vaughn smiles, stepping toward the boy and slapping a hand down on his shoulder. I know we haven't finished your training, but your uncle's more than capable of finishing the job. Gedrick, I know that. He looks up, conveying admiration. I'm going to miss you, though. Aye. Vaughn grins, reaching out to tussle the boy's hair. And I you. I've half a mind to send him with you. Less danger on a farm, and gods know your old bones could use the help. There's a few good years in me yet, but you're both welcome to visit any time. He exhales deeply, stealing a glance toward the road. I'd best get going, then. Take care of yourselves, would you? He nods farewell, turning toward his horse and hoisting himself into the saddle. Clicking his heels, the horse trots off, and you watch him disappear into the dark of night, illuminated only by the moonlight above. You and Yurik glance back at the sound of approaching footsteps to find Torin wedging himself between the two of you, his heavy hands firmly planted on each of your shoulder. Company won't be the same without him, I'm afraid. Indeed, it won't. As Yurik and Torin take their leave, you look around the camp, surveying the aftermath of the festivities. Aside from a few inebriated men and women who remain slumped by the fires, it seems that most have turned in for the night. With days of travel ahead, you think it wise to follow suit. Man, between this and Wildermyth, I really know how to pick games where I just read for minutes on end. You bolt upright in your sleep, awakened by the blares of a horn from somewhere in your camp, an alarm being raised, the sounds of frenzied battle all around you, and you scramble out of your bedroll, taking up a nearby sword. Alaric bursts into your tent, an orange glow briefly visible behind him as the flap is flung aside. "My lord, we're under attack!" Winded, he takes in a few deep breaths. There was no warning. The horses, the carriages. He raises his hands, trembling with frustration. Everything's been taken. We need to regroup with the others. Have you seen Yurik? Alaric wipes the sweat from his brow, shaking his head. Couldn't find him. With his nephew, I hope. You meet Alaric's eyes and nod in agreement. With a firm grip on your sword, you step past him, reaching your other hand towards tent flap and preparing to step outside. You glance over your shoulder. Let's move. Stay close. You emerge from your tent, head on a swivel as you attempt to survey the situation. The camp is almost entirely ablaze, the heat and smoke stinging your eyes and obscuring your vision. You make your way ahead, your feet suddenly catching on something as you fall forward and scramble to stay upright. Recovering, you steal a glance backward at the obstruction. One of your companions, dead. An arrow flies by you, narrowly missing, but finding a target nonetheless. Alaric screams out in pain behind you, legs collapsing under him as he falls onto the ground. You turn back, reaching out a hand to pull him up, but he waves you off. "Leave me, I'll be no use." You follow his gaze down to his leg, a blood-covered arrow stuck through it. "Go!" You turn and continue onward, staying low to the ground as you move, eyes scanning friendly faces through the smoke. Not 50 yards ahead, you spot 4 of your companions through the haze, huddled together with their weapons drawn against an overwhelming number of assailants. Sucking air into your burning lungs, you urge your legs forward in a desperate attempt to reach them. A figure suddenly appears from the corner of your eye, and with a flash of pain, the world goes dark. Yikes. Looks like we're going to lose a lot of our companions. We've already lost Yurik. I predicted that because he was so much stronger than everyone else. Although he's not dead as far as we know. He's just not here. He has his nephew somewhere. Surrounded, Norbin's head whips around, searching frantically for any possible escape as the raiders edge closer. Beyond the ring of enemies, Torin and a few other familiar faces emerge from the darkness with bloodied weapons drawn, though they don't seem inclined to make any urgent use of them. "What are you waiting for, Torben? Help us!" The raiders eye Torben as he confidently steps among them, eyes seemingly unconcerned by his presence, perhaps even emboldened by it. "Sorry, friends." A twisted smirk forms at the corner of his mouth as he slides an arrow from his quiver. "We'll make this quick. You motherfucker." Arrow! Airy! Norbin glares at Torin with wild fury in their eyes, arms trembling as they level their weapon toward him. "You damned traitors! Have you no honor?" "Honor achieves little in this world," Torin scoffs. Glancing sideways at his accomplices, he raises a hand, signaling them to attack. "I trust you can handle the rest. Spare no one." It's classic villain mistake, walking away and saying, "Alright, peons, you can handle it." So who did they just hit? It was someone that we hadn't fought with, but we'd seen mention of. Alright, this is going to be tough. We've got someone with a chain axe. I don't even know what to call that. An arrow, an axe and shield, a mace and shield, and an arrow. And another axe and shield. This feels like an encounter we're meant to lose. So this is all part of the prologue. Maybe like if you skip the prologue, you just wake up after this and it's just you? I don't know. Let's move this way. Oh, that was nice. You almost got him. They honed. Okay. You MF. This is going to be difficult. That might have been dumb. But I feel like this is an encounter I'm supposed to lose. I should have arc lightninged maybe, but that might have hit one of these two. I can't tell if I have this selected or not. Okay, now I think I do. I thought moving all of our guys over here would maybe neutralize these guys for a couple of rounds while they have to move over here. Good job. Alright, let's heal you. Uh-oh. Yes! King shit. Alright, we're gonna conduit you. I think it would probably be better to hit a melee unit, but they weren't gonna die in one hit while the ranged unit was. Let's go ahead and kill you. Fantastic. You're the one I'm really worried about, which is why I wanted to go the other direction from you. Let's safeguard with you. Good job. Alright, looks like you got that off. That was dumb. I should have done this one or that one, because this is the one they're right next to. Which means I'm gonna come do this. You're gonna do a lot of damage. Yep. And I have no choice but to try to heal my way out of this, which means I think we're about to lose. But we honestly, I feel like we handled this fairly well. Nice. Oh, he's still alive! That's so bad. Let's get you over here. Oh, you're... That was dumb. There was even that symbol. Let's finish you off. A crit would have been amazing there. Then it would have been 3v1. Okay. I think I have to do this. Now, we're out of conduits. That's really upsetting. Which one does more damage? 75% damage. I'm just gonna go for this. 200 damage, nice. Let's get you over here and then guard. No, don't go for him. Okay. Heal yourself. Then we'll knock you back. I just hit my own teammate. We're actually doing something here. You might bleed out in the process. Holy cow. I can't believe it. I also can't believe I just said holy cow. Area cleared. I really did not think we were going to get through that. And this guy didn't even bleed out, or he didn't even die, but he is a leg injury. Oh, we do. I think we just got a bandage, right? Yeah. But does that... We get to keep that, I hope, because I need that. Opening your eyes, you find yourself sprawled on the ground, with a mouthful of dirt and a throbbing ache in your head. Despite the ringing in your ears, you can hear a muffled voice calling out. A hand grips your shoulder, and you jerk at the touch, clawing at the ground and scrambling onto your back. Easy now. You exhale with relief at the sight of Yurik leaning over you, the early morning light shining upon his blood-splattered face and garments. He straightens up and you grab hold of his extended arm, gripping tight as he pulls you upright. Regaining your senses, you look out at the smoking remains of your camp. Anything not taken by the raiders has been taken by the fires. Not much left, is there? The bastards took everything. He closes his eyes, lowering his head and sighing deeply. It was Torin, my lord. He betrayed us. Torin? Are you sure? Yurik nods. Wasn't alone either. Damon, Innos, Naira. His fingers clenched in the trembling fists. All fucking traitors. Through the anger, you notice sadness in his eyes, and realize suddenly that his nephew isn't present. Where's Gedrick? Yurik glances down, slowly shaking his head. Don't know for certain, but I fear he's dead. I was with him when the attack started, but we ran into trouble. Told the boy to run, but... He pauses, staring blankly into the distance as you place a comforting hand on his shoulder. Don't remember much else, I'm afraid. Woke up to Alaric dragging me out from under a pile of bodies. Alaric's alive? Are there any others? Aye, he's alive. Managed to find a place to hide and patch himself up. I told him to stay off his feet. He snorts, waving ahead over the general area behind him. But he's out there limping around, trying to salvage what he can. Thankfully, there's a few others, too, it seems. They managed to kill a whole group of the bastards. His brief smirk fades into a grim expression. I'm afraid that's all, though. This music is really beautiful. Sorry, I'm just letting it sink in. You turn to see Alaric emerging from a half-burnt tent, limping your way and being helped along by the other survivors of your company. A relieved smile forms on all their faces at the sight of you. Gods, we're glad to see you, my lord. He glances at Yurik. Have you shared the news? I did. Alaric fumbles inside his coat, pulling out a few slightly scorched papers. I found some correspondence in one of their tents. They have been planning this for months, it seems. Gunther mutters under their breath. Traitorous bastards. Any idea who they were working with? I'm afraid not. Certainly more than just a ragtag group of thieves. They were too well armed and too well organized. Yurik scoffs with disgust, leaning over to spit on the ground. A group of cowards, I say. Easy to achieve victory when half our troops passed out drunk. No doubt Torin and them were counting on that fact. The spineless pricks. I never did like Torin none. Always felt uneasy around him. Alaric furrows his brow. A thought creeping into his mind. I can hardly stomach the notion, but could Vaughn have been involved? Yurik waves a dismissive hand. Not a chance. I know he and Torin got on well enough, but the man's as loyal as they come. I'm just glad he wasn't here for this. We've lost too much already. Regardless of who's involved, there's little we can do about it, at least for now. So what's our plan, boss? You know I'll follow you anywhere, but I promised my sister I'd look after Gedrick. If he's somehow alive, I need to find him, and if he's not, well, us putting those traitors into the ground will have to suffice. Alaric places a calming hand on Yurik's shoulder. The boss is right. We have little choice in the matter. I understand you want vengeance. So do I. But we haven't the manpower or the means to seek it right now, and doing so would only get us killed. If we're going to do this, we'll need to restore our numbers first. Then I promise we'll hunt those traitors down. You look around at your companions, renewed purpose in each of their eyes, as they all nod in agreement. Right. We'd best travel light. It's a long walk to Andalon. Navigating the overworld. As our caravan travels through the world, time will progress. Supplies and general upkeep can be expensive, and every day that passes will cost us coin. In the top right corner are the navigation controls, allowing you to advance to the next day, stop traveling, and adjust the speed of your caravan. Given the situation, we can't afford a long journey. We should make our way to the city of Andalon to rest and regroup. What are we looking at? We're looking at 39 minutes. Okay, this video is over. That was quite the dramatic denouement to the prologue. I am hooked. This map is beautiful. I cannot wait to play some more of this game. Again, I don't know how long this mini-series is going to go. I can't imagine it's going to turn into like a 20, 30, 40 episode thing, just because I don't know how much content is here. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is an early access game. But I'm excited to push the limits of what's available now, and I'm even more excited to revisit this years from now when it's done, Darkest Dungeon style, and see what all they have changed. But like I said, that's the end of this episode. There will be more, and I'm all in. I couldn't be more sold on what we've seen so far. I hope you feel the same way. If you do feel the same way, please like and subscribe this video and every other video in this playlist. Comment, engage, let me know that you're enjoying this kind of content, and I will know that I need to make more of this content. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Sorry for the long runtime, and I will see you guys again next time.